I can't complain.
I am muted the whole time. That's fucked up. I was muted the whole time. That's crazy. So let me start again. I've been building this show for a long time. How was I muted the whole time? That's fucked up. Anybody else says that? Brian, we can't hear you. There it is. Thank you, Logan. The whole time you couldn't hear me. I've been building this show the whole time. I've been trying and struggling the whole time for over 2 years to make this show something. And I started off with my ex, Sabrina. She was here the whole time. So if Queen was here, she would see it. I love Queen's here tonight, but Sabrina was part of the whole program. It was an idea of making a program for us to thrive. And then you start over again. And you say, how do I make it better? How do I do my own thing? How do I make something out of nothing? And I've tried for a long time to make this happen. Hey, what's up, Queen? Hey, Queen, nice to see ya. Hey, Queen might wonder why Sabrina's not here, because she gave up on me, Queen. She gave up on me. And that's life. That's life. I hope she comes back someday, but you fight and you struggle and you push and you persevere and you just try your best to be everything. I have been in Los Angeles for 16 years. In that time, it's been tough. You know, it's always tough. This town, I give it shit all the time because it is fucking tough. I moved out here when I was 22 years old. No, almost 40. And it does not get any easier. It does not. I work for great people. I've done great stuff. I have. That's why I started this show. Like, I work for Tom Cruise on Mission Impossible. Top Gun Maverick. I work for fucking Paul Rudd on Ant-Man. I have worked for Joseph Gordon-Levitt on Dark Knight Rises. I built my own stuff. I have grown and I have driven myself to become who I am today. And I will always push myself to do more. But when you start something for... Thank you, Queen. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Always. Queen, you're the best. I love you so much. But it's tough, Queen. I know you're here now. I wish you were here live. It's tough because I know you individually love Sabrina. I love Sabrina for 8 years. And when someone pushes on and moves on and gives up on you, it's tough. You know? It's fucking tough. And what you can do is you persevere. You push forward. You figure it out. But that doesn't make it any easier. But Kruse Control is this. It's always been this. My idea for Kruse Control was, I see so many people that do these live shows that just don't understand the business. They just don't. And I do. I've done it for a long time. What's up, Jack Burton? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. A happy late night Saturday, Friday night. Thank you for being here. Kruse Control as always. I've been by myself for a little bit, and it's a weird time in my life. I'm starting new jobs, doing new things. I still persevere, but it's a weird time. I had 16 years, and I think this every day. It's like, you know, maybe even if this town wasn't pushing me to be who I thought I was be, maybe there's something more for me, you know? And that's what Kruse Control came to. I always want to do something like this. I watch other programs, as I said earlier, and I just keep persevering. And I build the show by myself. If you don't know that, I always build by myself. We do miss Sabrina. I miss her too, Queen. I miss her so much. And I still live with her, and that's tough too. I miss her so much. But I build the show myself, and I make it happen. I persevere. I find topics, and I keep building it because I think at the end of the day, people need the facts. but they need to laugh. We always need to laugh. And I think sometimes people can't find a way to laugh. They look at themselves and the country, the world we're in right now, they can't find a way. This is a time to unravel in this business. It is. Trust me. I know, Logan. I have worked in this business for way too long. I love it so much. So it really is my favorite. I honestly, people are like, what do you do? Who? I must have turned my camera. Who are you? How do you know what's going on? I honestly, I have worked for, like, I've been very blessed. Again, I worked on Top Gun Maverick, and I doubled for Tom Cruise. I did that shit. I was there, and I wore that Maverick helmet, and I was there. And Tom Cruise is amazing to me. Paul Rudd was kind of Paul Rudd. We went through a lot of shit, but I just know that you have to push forward, and you have to figure yourself out. You know. That's good to ask. That's a good question, Jack Burton. What do you want to see for the box office? Do you want to see, like, tonight we covered Deadpool Wolverine. We covered again Borderlands, which did not do that well at all. So what would you like to see? Let me know. I would like to hear that, because again, I don't do these kind of live things by myself ever. I'm like, let's just do it. It's Friday. It's again Friday. Round of applause for Friday. Why the fuck is that happening? I guess I didn't reset my audio settings. That's what happens sometimes when Brian's by himself. I thought it was all set up, but it wasn't. Let me fix that shit. I guess I did not fix it. But let me know what you want to see, because I'm always trying to, like, grow for the show. Again, I am literally by myself. I used to have a partner in crime, and she left me, and that's what happens sometimes in life, relationships. When you love somebody, they go away sometimes. Thank you, Queen. Yeah, I do this. My idea was like SNL mixed with people that know the business. That was my idea when I started it. Then I wanted to make it like something just different, you know? I wanted to make it something stands out, that's cool, that's we love, we can joke, we can shoot the shit. And I'm trying to grow segments and make it everything I've learned through the business, like, make it stand out. I think a lot of people don't do that. I think people, like, say they know the business, but they don't really know the business, which is really unfortunate. It really is. It really upsets me sometimes. Let me change my microphone. Microphone was not right. There you go. Microphone's probably better now. I'm sorry if it wasn't. This is by myself. This is the first time by myself, so I think people don't understand that shit, though. They just don't. Inject some humor into it. Thank you, Jack Burton. I try, you know, I tried. I grew up in comedy. When I was a kid, I had a I did a lot of sketch comedy. I used to, like, grab my mom's video camera. We'd shoot stuff all the time, and we'd, like, try to figure things out. Let me turn the background on. Some Kruse Control going on in the background. We used to shoot stuff all the time, and I grew up in comedy. I actually right now, the fact that my schedule's been not as consistent is because I work for a company right now where I am directing commercials for social media like Instagram, TikTok, and all of that. And before I was just acting, but now I'm, like, associating myself with that. So I'm trying to figure out the balance between all that. Hence why I say I don't know what's going to happen moving forward, but, you know, it's life. I'm going to turn this computer off because I was pissed at this secondary computer. I'm very much into technology. I love it so much. But when I started the show, again, this is for Queen too, because I know Queen's here all the time. Queen, I love you. You were fucking fantastic friend of this show. I want to say it one more time. I'm sorry if I don't acknowledge you every time on the show, because there's so much going on, and I live edit and I do everything. I've been trying to update it so it grows. But Queen, I appreciate you again. Jack, thank you always. You or Logan 5. You've been popping in multiple times too. I appreciate you. But I'm always trying to figure out a way for the show to become bigger, better, and something that everybody wants to watch, you know? And I get it, like, people don't understand me. People give me shit in the chats all the time. Oh, they give me so much shit. Oh my God. And I just take it. It's fine. I'm excited. I want to talk. I want to shoot the shit, say like some ridiculous stuff all the time. That's just me. As you know. Queen knows she's watched like 200 episodes. So that's just me. I like to joke and have a good time. Nobody likes to do that shit anymore, you know? I do like when you're bringing guests who have insight in the biz. Thank you. I'm trying that more. I have new people coming in very soon. I have more friends I'm reaching out to. I'm trying to bring celebrities in. That's a whole thing because I do have celebrity friends. It's just like a whole thing. It's tough sometimes because I try to negotiate their schedules, and there's a couple people I want to get involved. Like, I mean, people right now, like Joey Lawrence is trying to get in him. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I worked for him for years, and I love Joe. He's like one of my really good friends. I'm trying to work a time for Joe to come on the show, and that'd be good for us all. You know, it'd be great. These other channels are just awful. Yeah, thank you, Jack Burton. They are fucking awful. It pisses me off. A lot of them just don't get it. It's not about like the fans, it's about themselves. They're like stroking their own jagons if you're going to the South Park world, you know? And for me, I don't filter myself. I just don't. Everyone tells me you're burning your bridges in Hollywood by doing this show, and I get it. I get it. You can say that all day, but me personally, I just want to take my insight for that time. Again, 16 years, I've seen a lot of shit. It's like when I make fun of people that I know that are fucking shit up. Let's not focus on them. Yeah, let's not. But there's people that I know that have done some really bad shit, and I'm like, why do people respect them? That's me personally. They probably hate me. I love Dave Bautista. He's a friend of the show. One more time, friend of the show, Dave Bautista. But Kevin Spacey, oh God, I can't even tell you. This is me personally. I worked in the business again, 16 years. I love Kevin Spacey. Can I get real and raw in for a second? I love Kevin Spacey. He was great. I won't queen. I love Kevin Spacey. But I remember like when I first started working in Hollywood, again, 16 years. I moved from Michigan and I came here and I was like, oh, bright eyes, blue eyes, let's do this. And everyone's like, watch out for Kevin Spacey. Watch out. Heard it for years. And they're like, no one talks about it, but, you know, he likes young boys. And that's fine. You can love young boys. I will say one thing personally. Love is very subjective a lot of times. Love is love. If you love somebody, love that person. But be real to yourself. Be true to yourself. Don't put somebody in a situation where it's fucked up, you know? He was never convicted. You're right. You're right, Logan. Never convicted. Never was. But there's some shit. I can't confirm, deny, or any of that. But I heard from a lot of people multiple years. Like, watch out for Kevin Spacey. He loves young boy PAs. I mean, like, I've heard it multiple times. And then I heard it throughout the first 10 years I lived here. And then he got convicted. Then he got tried. Then all that shit happened. And I was like, oh, is that true? I don't know. I will never call somebody out, but it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder. But I love him. I love him as an actor. He's fucking fantastic. And he never got convicted. He got off all that shit. But it's been a whole thing for years. And that's what this show is supposed to be. Is us talking about what we've heard. We know what it is. He's very fucking talented, Jack. He's very fucking talented. I will never go back on that. I think that House of Cards, oh my fucking God. I love House of Cards. It's like one of my favorite shows ever. What he did to that, breaking the fourth wall as an actor, one of my favorite things. Break that fucking fourth wall. Bring some realism to it. And him as an actor, fantastic. But when you hear this shit, you wonder, you know? And I hope it's not true. I really do. And again, he wasn't convicted, but I hope it's not true because I heard it so many times. You do, Queen. You do get blacklisted all the time. And it's very unfortunate because, you know, sometimes people are just too fucking sensitive. Too fucking sensitive. And I would like to do a lot in my career moving forward. I like to do so much. But I do think that people fucking don't understand what it is to be human anymore these days. It's very unfortunate. Like, I've worked in this business for 16 years. And there's a lot of great people. We're like a family. remember when he first started, god damn, when I first started, it was like, we just wanted to be like a traveling circus. And people don't understand that. It's a great movie, great movie. But people don't understand, it's like a traveling circus. We go to set, and you start usually very fucking early. It's like 6:45 for a 7 a.m. call time. There's like a little bit of like lead in to get your sides to get on set. And then you meet everybody and you figure it out. And then you have rehearsals. And then you eventually, the actors step away, the stand-ins pop in, you shoot that, or you rehearse for a little while. They step away, the actors come in. It's a great dynamic. And you work 14, 16 hours a day, you know? He was the best Lex Luthor. I agree, Logan. He was so fucking good. So good. But you figure out how the schedule works. And a lot of people understand it, you know? They just don't. The hours that people put into it. Hence why when these strikes go on, I get really pissed off, because if you wonder why I get pissed off, because I understand it. Because the hours lead up. I worked on American Horror Story for 4 seasons. And on that time, we worked 14-hour days every day. 14-hour days. So we would work sometimes, and I said in the show before, it'd be like 13 hours and 15 minutes. Like, let's start the next scene. We have a whole 5-person scene left over. I'm like, guys, I'm like, we're never getting this scene done. It's never gonna happen. Like, why we start it? And then the producer's like, let's start it. So we start the scene, we rehearse. Everybody comes in, we block it, we put marks down. If you're asked about marks, we put like a little piece of tape where they land. And then they go, oh, wrap, let's go home. And then we come back to that scene 2 weeks later. Like, what the fuck are we doing? He did. Armie Hammer got in trouble too. Armie Hammer just had some sexual preferences that he liked. And most women, I would say too, they were fine with it. Some weren't though. Again, it comes down to being safe in your sexual situations, you know? And sometimes people don't like certain things, and that you have to put it out there, Queen. You have to say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I like, and that's what it is. But he would travel, but again, it comes down to this, Queen, though, too. It's like some of these people, and I've seen it, they just have so much money, power, opportunity, and also on top of that, they have a certain, I mean, I can go back to opportunity, but it's like a certain oomph to make them do whatever they want. I mean, yes, it's not bad all the time, but some of them take advantage of it, unfortunately. And I think that for Armie Hammer, I think he got a raw deal. I do think he did. I think that he's kind of his sexual things are kind of fucked up. But you do you, man. You do you. That's what I would say. I can't judge you because again, it's America. Like, whatever you want to do, you do you. We're free country, whatever. But don't rape anybody, which you didn't. But as far as I know. But on top of that, if someone says no, no means no. No means no. Hannibal Lecter in real life, everyone treated him like, yeah, they did. Well, he did say he liked to eat people up, but like maybe just like to eat, pardon my French, vagina. You know what I mean? Like to eat it up. I get it. I'm a connoisseur myself. It's fine. But there's a certain tactfulness that you say about it as an actor and everything else. You have to, especially in his category, like me. I've worked on a lot of shows, done a lot of shit, but people know who I am, to a certain degree, but not like him, And if you are that person, and I always say this, you're in that position, just be good. Be good to people. Well, he didn't. Oh, Logan, he did. It was beyond his fantasies. He did that shit. That's what it came down to. Fantasies are one thing, but if you make any individual, woman, man, if you're transitioning, who you are as a person, whoever you are, a human being in general, if you make them feel uncomfortable, that's a bad situation. It always will be. But you have to think about that when you go into a situation. It's like anything else. If you date somebody, I will always say this, you date somebody and you go on a first date, you're trying to figure each other out, and you're trying to see who you are. You have to be able to be comfortable with each other before you make that kind of move. And some people just go for it, that's what it is, There's a bit of unintentional humor in the conversation. There it is, Queen. There it is. They used to call me in college I was called Moose because I used to wear a lot of hair product in my hair, and they used to call me Moose Makeout Kruse because I just used to make out with girls all the time. That's my thing. And but it was like always like there's an attachment, you like each other, and then you make out. But like the conversation of sex is much bigger beyond that. I don't talk about that in the show. I mean, I joke about it all the time, but the conversation of sex between two individuals is different. It just is. It comes down to what makes you comfortable, who you are, what makes, and then finding that gap that makes you like happy together, you know? And I mean, I was in a relationship for 8 years. So, I mean, I'm just entering this whole workforce of being single. It's really weird to me. But I will still say this, like, love each other for who you are. And if you connect, find a way to make that copacetic so you're both happy. You know, don't push yourself on somebody. That's fucking bullshit, you know? But a lot of people do that. And that's very unfortunate. And I started Kruse Control again because I just wanted to talk. And honestly, the show started, Queen, you know, you saw Sabrina. Her and I were up lost. We started as a conversation with the two of us. Heath Ledger wrote some notes when he directed and performed as Joker. And he went into it. He did, Jack. Think about Heath Ledger, and I heard about this because I worked on Dark Knight Rises, and I was working on that shit. We were a lot, like Christopher Nolan, Wally Pfister, a lot of the big higher ups talk about Heath Ledger all the time. Pep Star is here's on my lap. What's up, Pep Star? They would talk about him all the time because they were like, how do we recreate what he was, you know? And but they couldn't. But Heath was so into the part, from what I've been told. All right, Pep, peace out, Pep Star. That they just didn't know how to deal with him, I think. And then you know, when he did Dark Knight, they talked about that, how he was committing himself to a hotel room and like, you know, just like pushing himself away from everybody, and then he was just like stuck, you know, by himself, and then he fucking lost his mind, you know. What did Jack say, Queen? What did Jack say? I'm gonna go back to the comments. I remember he wrote some notes. I'm gonna go back over to Jack. Yeah, that's what Queen was talking about. I mean, he kind of lost himself. I love acting, but you know, and I get kind of in it sometimes, but to get to that point, I can't imagine, you know. But it happens. Look at fucking Daniel Day-Lewis. That guy, awesome actor. Couldn't do it anymore. He's like, I'm gonna start peddling shoes. I'm gonna start leaving acting behind. It happens. You know, it's very sad. But I thank you all for being a part of this. I really do. If you want to ask me any questions, you can. Again, I've worked here for 16 years. My first job was it was a random sitcom with like the sister twins. I can't even tell you the name of it. And then I went on to work on the middle. I worked on Thundermans, which is apparently coming back. Again, Dark Knight Rises, Inception. I worked on Westworld for years. So many movies. You know, it just, but that's what it is. It's like you grow and you develop and you learn. You know, I worked on a show called Wicked City for years, and Wicked City had the main actor was he was good. I worked for him, but I would say this: it's like they were trying to recreate the '80s, like, and a lot of murders happening. I worked on a lot of murder shit. And it just didn't sell. It just didn't sell. A lot of the actors were assholes. The producer was very hard to work for. I was like the 14th person that came in for this role, and it's really tough when it's like that. You know, it's really fucking tough. An actor has to go into weird areas in order to create a persona. Very true. Very true. I love that though. Logan. It's one of my favorite things. For me as an actor to like delve into that world, it's just fucking amazing. And I don't do it enough anymore. I've been directing more, which is great. I direct for, again, T-Mobile right now, directing T-Mobile commercials for Instagram, Twitter, Meta, all that shit. And I miss acting, but I'll get back to it. I'm probably gonna run for SAG president this year because, you know, that's all corrupt as shit too. You know, it is. I did Queen. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. It really is a fucking great movie. And I think they lost some of the aspects, but I do love Jonah, and I do love what they did with it. Like, Lisa Joy was fantastic. They were trying to find a new way to bring in. That's what happens all the time. We talk about the show reboots and shit like that, and people get mad about it. I don't have enough time to talk about this shit a lot of times because I'm also like trying to run the show. But what they do with it, I think, was different, and it was fun. I think they lost their narrative along the way. I love them both. I did a lot. I worked on that for 2 seasons, so I love them so much, especially Lisa Joy. But I think what they were doing, I mean, they were trying to make it. How do you make it work? I mean, it could just work by itself, but they were trying to, like, I think they were overthinking it. That's what it was, overthinking it. And then, of course, Zaslav came in, and once he took over HBO, it changed everything. And I keep saying that. People are like, even like, I don't talk politics. I hate to talk politics. I fucking hate it because, again, on top we're talking about the business. And when it comes down to it, like tonight, we talked about 2 topics tonight. We talked about Taylor Swift, and we also talked about Jack Black. And I said this, it affects entertainment because it affects you and what they bring to the business. But beyond that, it's just all smoke and mirrors and bullshit. And they all fucking try to make themselves louder than everybody else. I fucking hate it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, Jack. I actually worked for Jack. And I also worked for Diego when I first started. Sabrina and I actually met on, when we first started dating, we met on a show called Marvin. I moved over to Thundermans, and she stood in for, she doubled and stood in for the main, the wife. And I worked for the youngest kid. I sat in an Apple box the whole time for Diego. And then I moved over to Jack eventually, Jack Griffo. And Jack's awesome. We used to smoke weed all the time together. That's an insane shit. But I love them. I love them all. They're fucking great. They're great people. They fucking kicked ass, and they're phenomenal human beings. And the dad too. They're all a great cast and crew. But I would say this: it's like, you see this stuff, and Nickelodeon is tough because they really just, they push you down. They push you down, and they give you 3 seasons, and after, what they do is they cut you off. That's what it is. Zaslav, yeah, you're right, Queen. That I want to go back to that because Zaslav, running Universal or running Discovery is one thing, but then when he bought Warner Brothers, you know, he literally people don't talk about it. People do not talk about it. And on this show, I love to talk about it because you know what? They're worried about their careers. I don't give a fuck anymore. I just don't give a fuck anymore. I used to care. I used to care so much. I would bite my tongue. I would hide my feelings. And I'd be like, I want to run this. I still run this. I run this. I fucking want to do it. I could do a lot of things if I would give me an opportunity, but I haven't given an opportunity. I've given some opportunities, but like Zaslav bought Warner Brothers just to sell it off. That's what he did. He bought to sell it off. Nothing Zaslav has done makes sense. It doesn't. You know why, Logan? Because he bought to sell it off. That's why. He bought it at a low price. And Discovery bought it. They merged together. They fucked up HBO Max. It turned into Max. They did that because, well, they were worried because, well, we have Discovery now, so we just can't call it Max. That doesn't make any sense. Or Discovery can't call HBO Max anymore, so they fucked HBO over and they called it Max. And they could have called it HBO Discovery. I think that's a horrible name, but for me, it would be better than we got. You know, I would have taken that more, but they called it Max, right? Now they learned after how long no one gives a fuck about Max, and because Max means nothing. HBO means something. Max means nothing. It means nothing. And so now we're gonna go back to HBO. Maybe they're saying they're trying to brand things HBO, but I think that you have all the money in the world. Like, why would you not just take your fucking, you bought HBO for a reason, keep it HBO. Don't turn to fucking Max. I mean, that's me personally. I mean, maybe I'm bitter about the whole thing, but I think it's bullshit. I think if you're a brand, if you're a company, I produce a lot of shit in my time too. I would never do that shit. If I had the rights to HBO, I would keep HBO. I just would do that. I'm trying to turn my screen back into my Kruse Control thing, but I don't want to do it anymore. My shit's not working right anymore. I live in a guest house now. I won't be much longer. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm going to be moving soon. Hopefully within the next, within the next month. I keep having issues, but I'm trying to move to find my own space so I can, Kruse Control on my own world. It's a lot, it's a lot figuring out the world I'm living in right now. It's breakups and all that shit, But yeah, it's life, What did Jack say? Jack said, canceling movies like Batgirl and Coyote. Oh, Coyote vs. Ugly. Coyote vs. Acne pisses me off. It's ridiculous. If you already spent that money, like, why would you cancel that shit? Like, why would you cancel that shit? The money's done, and it was getting good fucking reviews. People were loving. I heard so much good stuff about it. Like, why are you canceling this? And then there was the idea of that maybe picked up, would go someplace else, but it didn't happen. It's like, I just think it's just par for the course for the narrative that we keep hearing about Zaslav. Like Zaslav said, randomly with a group of people. I mean, it's been leaked like around the whole fucking town, is that he bought it to sell it off. And the big idea was he was going to build it up and sell it to Universal. And Universal has the rights to Hulk, which makes sense. And then maybe you go there and then you have DC and Hulk, and then to me personally, that's what I think. Then it'd be more succulent for Universal or for Marvel to come in and buy all of it, What did Queen say? Queen said Queen? Cancel movies must be really disappointing for 100% for the cast and crew. I see it all the time. I've worked on shows again. I worked on that show, Wicked City. We're working on that show. We were supposed to do 12 episodes. And we got to episode 8, and there was rumors it'd be canceled. I remember the demeanor on the set. Everybody was like fucking upset and crying, and the producer comes forward and he goes, guys, you hear the rumors, ignore it. We have 12 episodes. We're going to finish. We're going through Christmas, it was at that time. It was like, I think it was like November, and like, we're going through Christmas. Everybody was guaranteed that work until like January 1st. We were actually supposed to go until like January 12th or something. Usually in Hollywood, you shut down. It's a big thing, which is actually fantastic. You get like 2 weeks off for the holidays. They usually stop like a week before the holiday season, and then we come back after the new year. But we're gonna do that. It's happening. You have that job. It's early November. I remember I was working. I heard that speech, and then I'm like, oh, that's fucking great, because I saw the room. As you know, I'm doing the show. I watch everything online, and then I went home that day. I was off the next day. And the next day went by. I did some things. And the following day I was booked. And I had auditioned for a role for the show, actually. And I booked it. So the next episode, I was supposed to be like Ed Westrick, whatever his name is. I was working for him, and I was supposed to double for him. But he was supposed to people were supposed to think that I was him. And then there was like this whole little beat. It was kind of fun. And they're supposed to stop me and all that shit, and I had a few lines. Ed Whitwick. I can't say. I've had a few drinks tonight. It's Friday. One more time. It's Friday. Round of applause for Friday. So I was supposed to do that part. And then I had a day off. I had auditioned like 2 days before. I had a day off, and I was so excited about what was going to come. And then I came to work the next day, and they're like, oh, we're canceled. Huh, we're canceled? And I was like, how is that even possible? They gave us 3 days to wrap the whole storyline up, and that was it. And that was the end of the story. And the problem is that guy, the producer, was kind of a douchebag, not gonna lie. I've done commercials, some commercials, not a lot. It's such a divided world the way this works. It's like, you have to get involved. There's like 3 or 4 companies that do commercials. If you don't get in that world, that's very like, it's really... it's like dog eat dog, but it's also like you have to know the people to get in there. I have a friend. I don't know much about commercials. It's changing a lot, but if your face is on a commercial for 3 seconds, you're a principal. That's how it goes. And I have a friend, and then they fight you. If you turn a little bit, they fucking fight you. They have a hard time. They give out contracts all the time because of it. But I have a friend that he's like, dude, I had a moment. And the lady was like walking upstairs. He like tapped him on the shoulder. They told him don't look at the camera, but for his situation, he turned and gives him a thumbs up. He got like 30 grand because of that. I'm like, oh my God. And they loved it. It made sense. It worked out. I'm like, that's what you gotta do. But commercials are changing. It's all going non-union. It's all fucked now. SAG gave up on commercials. I found it very predictable. Yeah, Logan, I did like Deadpool Wolverine. I agree with you. I think the plot was weak. I do think it was weak. But you know what? To bring those two together, their comedy together, I loved it so much. I did love them together. And I get Final Week. There's a lot of inside jokes. I took a friend to there for her birthday. Went to 4DX. I've heard of that before. It's a weird shiver. It's like they fucking, the seats are jumping. They spray water in your face so you can smell shit. There's a wind blowing in your face. It's a whole immersive experience. She's never watched any of the Deadpools. And she had a good time. And I had a good time. It's like, it's just a fun movie. Plot's weak, yes. But overall, it's just a fun movie. You let it go. Let it fucking thrive. Queen says, I described Deadpool 3 as a film that doesn't take itself seriously. You're right, Queen. It doesn't. And it shouldn't. I mean, like, you think about this. Ryan Reynolds tried for a long time to make this movie happen, and Marvel let it happen, which is amazing to me. There's so many F-bombs. I'm shocked it got to go through. But I would say this, like, it's definitely par for the course what they can actually do moving forward. It made me very excited. Even if you don't like it in general, if you think that the plot's like, if you don't like bye, if you're not a millennial, there's a lot of millennial jokes in there. I would say this, at least know that what this does is it opens a door for Marvel to get a little bit more risque and push the boundaries, as opposed to Captain America being America's ass. That's all I'm saying, Jack says, definitely light entertainment. It doesn't really affect the rest of the Marvel Universe, though. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't. I heard there was, this came out today or yesterday, which I usually talk about Marvel stuff, but, it depends on my panels, But I did hear that overall, they had an end credit scene, which they went back and forth about. And it was supposed to be all the Avengers. Well, initially it was supposed to be Robert Downey Jr. and Jon Favreau, and they were going to invite. They wanted Thor. They wanted Chris Hemsworth. They wanted Ryan. They wanted the whole group. They wanted the whole group together, right? Wanted the whole group. But then, like, it started with Robert Downey Jr. and Jon Favreau, and Favreau was like giving him, okay, I'll do this, but Robert Downey Jr. is being weird, and apparently they did not communicate with them that they knew Robert Downey Jr. was going to be Doom, and so he's being weird about it. But how's that even go that far, How's it even go that far to the point where you don't even fucking talk about that? Like, you're producing a film for them, and they said they had no idea he was going to be Doom. That makes no sense to me. But regardless, they said that they reworked the scene because they said it cost too much. They made a joke in the movie about it cost too much money for him, for Chris Evans. But they made a joke about that in general, and so they just went with Jon Favreau and, of course, Deadpool having their moment in the sun. So you're right. It seemed to set more in the Foxverse. You're right. And what it was, and even Logan, what Ryan even said was it was like a goodbye, like a goodbye to the Foxverse. That's what it was supposed to be. C'est la vie. A send-off, like we're gonna give us the best send-off ever. And he always wanted to be with Logan. He did. And if you watch those back movies, he did. He said in multiple interviews they did their first, their first time they transpired on screen was again a Wolverine spinoff. It was the Wolverine, some origins, and he wanted to, have a good time, hang out with his friend again. And I'm happy they got that opportunity. It's fucking great. The post-credits scene. Queen said, should have been Deadpool Wolverine teleporting. Honestly, Queen, I agree 100%. Queen, round of applause for you. I was very upset about that. I get it. what they should have done, if you ask me, if you really want to have that moment, you have that moment at the end of credit scenes, mid-credit scene. And at the end, you show them sitting on a fucking couch, and all of a sudden, boom, and all of a sudden they're in a room with all the Avengers. You do one day. I mean, I know how it goes on set. One day. You can get that happening. Like, honestly, I watch a lot of movies. I watch Long Legs. The thing about when you watch things sometimes as a production standpoint, because I produce a lot of things, I look at Nick Cage in a movie. He probably shot 2 days. Probably 2 days for that whole movie. Production standpoint, it's very easy. If you did one scene, that's 1 day, one and done. Pay them fucking money, whatever you gotta pay them. You're already paying Robert Downey Jr. as they're saying like $100 million per movie. Just make that fool do that shit. Bring him in and be done. There's a call for fucking. I see the Blade comment from Logan. There's a call for Blade to come back with, again, Wesley Snipes, which I think would be fucking good. Again, they've been struggling so far. I can't. I know I said in this show multiple times, but I'll say it again. Like, I was working on Ant-Man Quantumania. And I was working for Paul Rudd. I never forget, the first day was like going to Georgia to go work on Blade. That was like 2 years ago, guys. Like 2 years ago. And I'm sitting there, we're talking about it. He's like, yeah, I'm going to Blade. And he went. And then he came back like 6 months later because Ant-Man had a lot of reshoots. Some reshoots. That's what happened. Every Marvel movie has that. So he comes back and I'm like, what happened? He goes, well, they fired me. He goes, Mahershala wanted different people, and then they brought a different director in, they wanted different people, and they're fucking rewriting, and I don't know what the fuck has happened. They had built sets at that point. Again, I've talked about this in the show. They had built sets, they had planned it, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, how do you let, like, again, it should be the best thing ever. I'm not gonna fucking rag on an actor, because actors sometimes, they do bring some great opportunities forward, but I would say one thing, as an actor myself, you're a cog in the wheel. I will always say that. Some actors forget that, but when it comes down to production, because I have done the whole works, directing a lot, what I think is this, like, everybody serves a purpose. End of the day, you serve a purpose, right? And we all bring a product for you, the audience. And so at the end of the day, if you get too cocky and too into yourself, then you're going to stop, forgetting, you're going to forget what you're doing this for. You're doing this for entertainment. You're doing this because it's like where it started back in like World War I, where people like were actually in a war, were fucking struggling. They couldn't fucking supply for their families. They couldn't fucking kiss their loved ones. They're fucking barely eating bread and fucking whatever the fucking meat they got, rat meat, what the fuck they had. At those times, people fucking cried. They hurt. And people brought entertainment to make them smile for a second. And that's where it started to thrive. And for me, you gotta never forget that. We're here. We're the court gesture. We're here to bring love, life, entertainment for everybody. If you don't get that, then what are you doing? That's all I say. What are you doing? Logan says Quantumania. Logan, I appreciate you. Quantumania started off the rails. I agree. I mean, I loved it. It was fun. It's a special place in my heart. But you know what I mean? Brian Kruse. That's not the first time I've heard that. I've been told I should be fucking Cyclops for years. I love be Cyclops. It'd be fucking fun. I love that so much. I mean, honestly, I feel like they need to go more to the people that aren't established enough, and that would help themselves. We talked about tonight about Britney Spears. I'm like, fucking give Britney Spears a chance to have somebody that nobody knows. Like, make her fucking, give an actor a chance, thrive. Let them thrive. Jonathan Majors makes Quantumania a tough watch, and Queen said on top of that, Jonathan Majors created a lot of bad press for the film. You're right. When I was there, Jonathan Majors was not there. Putting out there to the group. That was reshoots. He had shot all of his stuff. We did reshoots in the Quantiverse, and most of the time Paul Rudd wasn't there. It was me. So Paul Rudd was working on our projects, and so they hired me to be him, as opposed to, because he was working in New York. He works and lives in New York, and so I stood in for him for a second, and then the producer said he looked so much like him, which I guess. Slap at the base. Heard that my whole life. Oh, I heard that since I moved to LA. I was Tom Cruise. I moved here and became Paul Rudd. It's fine. Good category to be in. But so they liked me. So for a lot of the reshoots, it was me. It was me and the cast, and I had to learn the lines and shit. And then there were opportunities where Paul Rudd was there. In the Quantum Verse, was like a million of him. It was him and me, and then I was Baskin Robbins, Paul Rudd too. So a little inside shit for you. I was there, and I went from the Ant-Man costume to the Baskin Robbins, and I'll never forget Paul Rudd looking at me and being like, "I like the suit," and I was like, "Well, it's fucking great," because I was super stoked. So I've always wanted to be a superhero. You know, I love Marvel shit, as you know. Round of applause for Marvel shit one more time. Round of applause. But I told him I'm fucking stoked, and he's like, "Well, you have more room in your pants than I do." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I won't tell you beyond that because I'm fucking stoked." You know, I was super excited. I loved him. He was great. I just think that overall, give me a chance, Marvel. And the reshoots happen sometimes where they just don't have the people there, and they build in their contracts, so they give all the reshoots. They just do that. That's what they do. The Marvels did the MCU no favors either. They did not. No, they did not. I would say overall, the Marvels, I mean, honestly, people hate that movie. They hate it so much. But it did not help them at all. It's hard following Marvels because I didn't know the characters. Yes, there's also that. And Kevin Feige said you shouldn't have to watch other shows, but you do have to watch other shows. And again, Brie Larson, she's a badass bitch. She kicked ass. But beyond that, I Miss Marvel, I tried. I couldn't. Everybody, I hate to be this way, guys, but like, everybody will rave on that show, but I just didn't care for it. I tried. Maybe it was just like so outside the universe that it just wasn't for me. I don't know. I didn't care for it. Maybe I'm an asshole because of that, but I tried, but I didn't like it. And I think that if you didn't like that, you didn't watch it, you're going to miss a lot of the Marvels. Some of it was spun off from the Miss Marvel TV show. You're right, Queen. That's what it was. Queen, did you watch that shit? Did you watch Miss Marvel's, or Miss Marvel? Did you watch it? Did you like that? I tried, and maybe I need to go back and finish it, but it just felt like, I say it sometimes, people give me shit. I'm like, it's like a CW show. And I like CW shows. I watched all of The Flash, you know? I watched Superman, you know, I've watched that whole new show. I watched most of Smallville, not all of it. But like, you know, I expect that production quality from them. When I watch something else that I'm like, I don't expect that production quality, I'm like, oh, did you like it, Queen? Did you like Miss Marvel? Was it like a good show? Did you like? I will still say maybe it's dramatic. Maybe people will fucking give me shit about it, but I still like my favorite. I still like night. Oh God. Why am I having a moment? I'm having a moment. I'll be right there 1 second. Screw with that son bitch. Go back. We go back to Apocalypse. We go to Queen, help me, Queen. What's that show called? Moon Knight. There it is. Thank you, Absolute Geek Podcast. Thank you, Moon Knight. I do like that the most. I'm having a moment. I like that the most. And people hate that show. I love it so much. I think that it's a character study for me. I'm an actor, so I like watching actors like fucking figure things out and be multiple characters. I'm jealous, but I want that so much. Moon Knight, I'm put you up there. I'm put you up there. Thank you, Absolute Geek. Thank you for bringing that fucking shit. Round of applause, Absolute Geek. Thank you so much. As we do on Kruse Control, as we always do, appreciate you. Jack, again, one more time. I don't hate the Marvels. I was just confused as to why the Marvels family were so important to the film. I had no idea they were. Yeah, I mean, again, also Sam Jackson in that film. He just. What the problem with that film, and I will still say this day, was release. I think it's totally release. They wanted that to come out first, and then they wanted Secret Invasion to come out. Now, Secret Invasion was a hot pile of shit. If you liked it, good for you. I love you. I hope you enjoyed it. But to me, I enjoyed it to a certain degree, but it wasn't. There's so many great actors in it. There's so many great actors and so many great performances. I hate to shit on it, but I think what they were doing became a CG mess at the end, and I think that they could have done better. And again, Kevin Feige almost wrote that whole show off. There was a whole rumor that there was one show he just wanted to fucking not release, and that was the show. So, and I get it. And because of that show, it was supposed to be, again, the Marvels come out first, movie form. That goes down. Then we go into Secret Invasion. And then Sam Jackson would have made more sense for the narrative moving forward, but they just didn't do that, unfortunately. So that's what it is, you know? And then Logan says Moon Knight was basically a Batman knockoff for the comics. At least it was different. Yeah, dude, did you like Logan? Did you like it though? Was it good for you? Did you like it? Was it your favorite, or did you hate it? Like, how'd you feel about it? Because that's what I wonder. Because I'm always thinking about that. Like, how'd you feel about it? Because a lot of people hate shit. I just want to know how you feel about it. Queen says I really, what should say? I put you up here. Really met anyone who liked Secret Invasion. Nobody likes Secret Invasion. Come on, Queen. I mean, like, we tried. I remember Sabrina and I were watching that shit, and we were, like, very upset about it because we wanted to be good. Ben Mendelsohn is so fucking good, and he was fucking great in that show. Again, great casts. Horrible show. Like, what happened with that show, too, to tell you the truth, inside shit was, like, they were shooting it, and they fired their creatives and their producers, and they recast midstream. That's never good. And they redid everything, and then what'd you get? What do you get? You get what you got, you know. Disney had 2 failures in a row: The Acolyte and Secret Invasion. You're totally right. And we all wanted them to be good. We wanted to be good. Acolyte. When I first heard about The Acolyte, I was so excited. And there's great performances. Again, I'll never knock on the performances. I would say this though: you missed out. They're trying to tie into the lore. They're trying to make another Anakin, which doesn't make sense to me. I just wanted to see Jedi Knights back in the day fucking fighting. That's all I wanted to see. Multiple Jedi Knights fighting each other. A big war of like trying to figure out what is Sith and what is fucking Jedi. And let's just do that story. Let's just be people trying to, as opposed to a narrative about 2 sisters womp, you know, and witches, and not about Jedi. We're calling the Force something different. I get it. We're trying some different, but when you negate the Force, what it is, like, people are gonna be pissed. That's what it's gonna come down to. Yes, they did. Jack Burton, they did use AI. They used AI, and people were pissed about that for the opening credits of Secret Invasion. That's 100% true. That's a true story. Logan said Disney had 2 failures. Yeah, I heard that right. Sorry, you know. But yeah, right. You're right, Jared. Right. They used the opening credits for AI, and that was a whole thing we talked about in the show too, which we were irritated about because if you're a big production like Disney, like, why would you do that? You know, pay people, make it happen, make it real, bring it together. Don't use that shit. You know, it's just make it happen. We're at the after hours here, everybody. Peppy, how you doing?
Can't complain.
Thanks, Peps. Peps doing his thing. We also have, I've been adding in Dave Bautista. I don't know if you guys know or love Dave Bautista. I love him so much. Right, Dave?
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. You know, he's a good guy. Friend of the show. I try my best. But I just think that you have to, like, realize the fans what they want and then build from there. Queen, Lando is going to happen. We talked about the other day. It is moving forward, and they do a more comedic take. And you know, honestly, I would love that. Like, just like Sean jokes about like taxes and shit like that. I just think that overall we have to think about different narratives at this point. We just do. We redo, reboot, remake. We talk about that all the time, but we have to figure out ways to make the narrative work for the next generation. That's what it comes down to, and I hope that they figure that out. I do. Drax was a standout character in MCU. Thank you, Jack. 100% true. He really was, and I think that what happened with him was fantastic. Again, Dave Bautista. I don't know if you guys ever watched him back in the day. I watched him because I was a big dork growing up. I loved wrestling back in the day. We used to be a part of a group called Dave Gang. We love Dave Bautista. Hence why he's in the show now, because I love Dave so much. I think he had a rough start moving out. He was a bouncer in Florida, and he he went through a lot of shit. And then he was a big guy, got bigger, weak kid starting off, became a professional wrestler, went to the power plant, became a huge star. Now he's a big actor. You know what? He's doing better than Rock, if you ask me sometimes. Queen says, I've always been curious about the minuet in the Star Wars universe. What are you talking about, Queen? Are you talking about like the whole perspective of it, where it came from? I'm sorry. We're after hours on a Friday, Queen. I love you. But I have had a few Jack and Cokes. I'm just going to put that out there. Round of applause for Jack and Coke. I think that there is a lot of stuff. I think she's talking about like what Sean was saying. There's a lot of stories and narratives in the Star Wars universe that have not been explored. And again, I joke about shit in the show, but I'm like, let's just do more. Do stormtroopers get paid? Logan asks. No, well, they get paid to a certain degree. I guarantee, put that up there. I guarantee that when they shot Force Awakens, I guarantee Daniel Craig got paid. He was a stormtrooper. I guarantee he got paid fucking good money. Good fucking money. Bring it on. Bring it on. Minuti. It means, oh, yeah. Thanks, Jack. I'm in a moment. I'm having a moment. Thank you. Appreciate you. The small moments. There's a lot of small moments that could be described better. We get into, and I think they deserve it in the Star Wars universe. Again, like Sean jokes about, as I said earlier, it's like the taxes and all that shit. But if you're gonna do something more, like get into it. Like give us a story. It'd be fun, like a story, a narrative about I write too, but I'm like a narrative about like a story about a small group of Jedi or a clan that's building up. You spend some time with some group, spend a whole season and build it up and then drive into the bigger narrative. That actually can be kind of fun sometimes. And I think that they just try to make it, I feel like they try to fuck it up just to fuck it up sometimes. Like the fact that this last like Acolyte, we're talking about like witchery as opposed to the Force. We're calling it like, oh my God, you're not gonna call it the Force anymore? I mean, you're gonna call it like, you're using like witchcraft as opposed to calling it the Force? Like, go fuck yourself. The string, whatever the fuck they called it. Like, people got pissed about that too. And it's fine, you're trying something different, but like, we know what the Force is. Just be the Force. Just use the Force. Drink that blue milk, square with that sumbitch, and make it what we know, and make it good. That's what I want to see. But but they don't do that shit. They just don't do that shit. They tried to rework narrative, which I get. It's 2025. This came out in the 80s. I understand, but we can take the narrative that worked before and make it great. We can do that. Make it better. Unfortunately, people aren't creative anymore. And again, when they hired the people for the Acolyte, we talked about this in the show. I remember we were talking about the showrunner coming forward, being like, "Hey," interviewing people. What do you know about Star Wars? And I remember one of the lead writers that got hired for Acolyte was like, "Isn't it about like Harrison Ford and a big dog in a car or a ship?" Like, oh, you're hired. That's a problem. It's a fucking problem. Queen, what did you think of them using CGI to bring back? It looked pretty good. I mean, it works for the narrative. It's a slippery slope, Queen. It's a slippery slope, if you ask me. I do think that it's just par for the course. I always joke. Who's gonna be the first Tom Cruise? When I'm working on set, I go, "Who's gonna be the first Tom Cruise?" And be like, "What?" I'm like, "Who's gonna be the first person to be Tom Cruise moving forward?" Because he's gonna be the first person to sell off his likeness, and they're gonna cast some young guy that will look kind of like him, not me, and dub his face, and then Tom Cruise is gonna pay like bulk of money. He'll be old. He'll be like, "Yes, youth deprived." Sorry, GR, youth deprived. If Thirsty Daddy's watching this, and he'll be like in his 80s, and he'll be making money because somebody else is playing young Tom Cruise, and it takes away. Here's what I'll say about that, Queen. It takes away from people that deserve opportunity nowadays, as opposed to people that are gone. And I just don't think that there's opportunities. Like again, Grandma Tarkin, like that is him. I get that. He's very. He's very like imperative. He stands out as that part, and I understand why they do that, but I just think that we have to be careful. It's slippery slope. Watch out for fucking Ultron, that's what it comes down to. It's fascinating they can use technology to bring dead actors back to life. You're right, Logan, and it's happened more and more, and it will happen more and more again. Again, it's getting better and better, and that's why the AI thing came forward. They put a moratorium into that contract, being like they have to pay those passed away actors. Does it really matter if you ask me? It doesn't. That's why I'm gonna run for SAG president, because these people don't give a fuck about past actors. They say they do, and I love them because they try, but at the end of the day, they're gonna cave over, bend over backwards, and take it, and let these people fucking suffer and not get paid. In a day, you know. Jack, it's odd that Hollywood hasn't produced more big stars like Tom Cruise. You know, I'll tell you this, Jack. I've said for years, one of the last movie stars is Tom Cruise. People don't do that anymore. When it comes down to what makes you a movie star. What makes you a movie star? That's the question. I should ask on the show more often. What makes you a movie star? What I say is what you bring to the role. A lot of actors that are movie stars back in the day rode horses, jumped out of planes, drove cars. A lot of actors don't drive cars. I worked on Burlesque. Burlesque. Christina Aguilera. Oh my God. Couldn't drive a car the whole time. She'd fucking running to the side of the building and shit like that. Like, how can't you drive a car? A lot of actors can't do it. And it's weird. It's weird. That's not a movie star. She's not a movie star. Let's see what Logan says. I don't think of Timothy Chalamet as a big star. Yeah. I mean, but he's getting that big money, Logan. Getting that big fucking money. Look at what he's got. He's got that big deal from WB where he's getting paid like 6 figures to do what? Be Willy Wonka. I would say one thing though. I mean, I've been very like, I trash on him a lot. I hate to do it. I do it, but I would say that the Bob Dylan movie that he's doing, I think he's a great job. I'll say that right now. I watched the trailer. I can hear him, but he's doing better than he's done before. I'll say that. Queen says Tom Holland isn't a star outside the Spider-Verse. Uncharted wasn't. Yeah, you're right, Queen. Uncharted. Oh my God. I tried. We tried. We all tried, right? Didn't we all try? We all tried. I love Tom Holland. I love Marky Mark. Bring it back to the Funky Bunch, but we tried. It's just not. It's not what we wanted. I mean, if you're a video game person, again, we're in the Borderlands world too. We're talking about Borderlands world. We're talking about that shit too. We tried, but it's not. I mean, they're trying to spin and twist on it, and I get they're trying to get these actors in. I know Mark Wahlberg wanted to be the main guy, and then it didn't work out, and they hired fucking little Spider-Man Tom Holland. He's great, but like I think they fucked the story up. There's another one coming though. There's more coming, so we're getting a second one. So maybe the second one will fix it. I mean, it's still like great visuals. That flying pirate ship was pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. It was cool. I enjoyed it. But I think that overall, you know, it's not right. Uncharted was unbelievable. It was, Jack. It was unbelievable. It wasn't real life. It wasn't. And if you're a fan of the games, you're probably pissed off. I never played the games, but you're probably pissed off. Because again, I hear that the main character was supposed to be, like Jordan talked about earlier on the show tonight, we were talking about Borderlands, about how the characters were not even close to what they are in the games. I think that's the same for that, right? It just is. The Rock's recent films haven't been that. Yeah, they have not. They have not. Logan. He has that new Red 1 coming out. Looks good. You also have on top of that. I mean, you have a big cast. You have a huge cast. But honestly, The Rock, I don't know what he's doing these days. Go back to wrestling. He's come back to acting. He makes a lot of money. The problem is he's so busy, he can't be there every day, and that's a problem for me, if you ask me. The Rock's great, but he should be on set all day, every day until that production's done, if you ask me. There's no like showing up for 3 days, calling a day, and moving on. I'm sorry, Rock. I'm sorry. I love you. It's not good. It's not cool. We got Absolute Geek back. Len Powell feels like he might be on his way to being a big star. A big 90s reboot star. You know, he's gonna be a big star, I think. I think that, again, we talk about the show, he's doing all these reboots right now. Twisters is coming out. He's doing Backdraft. He was up for Jurassic World. He turned that shit down. And then he said that it's a great script, but it wasn't for him, which is weird. I mean, it's Jurassic Park. It's a new fucking big franchise. What's not for you? It's weird. It's a weird thing to say as an actor that's like on the rise. But I think that he's going to be popping up more and more and more, and I'm interested to see where he grows. And yeah, Jack, I'm curious about fucking Borderlands. I am. I'm more curious because it fucking failed. I'm more curious. I want to see where it goes. I really want. Maybe I'll watch it to see if it is a shit show. That's what it comes down to. Is it a shit show? We'll find out very soon. Queen says my boyfriend bought tickets to Borderlands. He wants to see it. Queen, where you go? When are you going, Queen? Are you going this weekend? Probably tomorrow or something. I hope it's good, Queen. I hope you enjoy it. I want to go see it. It's my friend's 40th birthday this weekend. So I don't know if I'm going to see it. We're going to see Foo Fighters, The God King, and myself on Sunday. So I don't know if I get a chance to watch it this weekend, but I'm going to check it out. I think we'll be off. I might do like a, me by myself on Monday. You know, again, I'm doing this right now. I might do that on Monday, but it's getting hard. I'm working this new job. I'm doing, again, I said before, advertising shit. I'm trying to figure things out. I want this show to be my priority, but it's, and I'm never going to stop doing this show. We're here. I want to fucking demolish and destroy and conquer YouTube. That's my goal. But it might be hard to do 3 days a week. It's getting tough sometimes. I'm trying my best. I try my best. But it's tough, you know. Before, when Sabrina was here, she would help out with some of the load of stuff, but, you know, c'est la vie. Life moves on. Sometimes you gotta just be in by yourself, you know. And I'm getting new people. New people are coming in all the time. Let me know who you like the most. Let me know who you like. Do you think the new Aliens... Dude, Jack, I am excited about the new Aliens movie. I really am. I think it's a return to form, and I think that it should have done this years ago. We've tried to do Prometheus, which was very fucking boring, if you ask me. We tried something, and it was like, not enough fucking aliens. Not enough aliens. And this new one looks great. And again, Fede Alvarez he's fucking great director. I'm really excited to see what he brings this. I love the Evil Dead. I love Evil Dead in general. That was a little bit more graphic than I'm expecting from Evil Dead, but he did a great job with it. I really can't wait to see what he brings moving forward for Alien. Again, Ridley Scott, he proved it. So it was good. But I'm also always a little nervous about shit, because you have to be. You know, you can't go into something like, I'm so excited, it's me fucking fantastic, because when that happens, you're usually disappointed. That's what happens all the time. I've been there. I've done that. It's like Sean, if you watch the show, Sean, for Flash, he was so excited. Like, June can't come soon enough. And he kept saying it. And then what happened? He was very disappointed. I still don't mind the Flash movie. I think that Ezra Miller, they fucked up a little bit. Is what happens. They found their way, and they are gone from now, but, you know, they might come back. You never know. Maybe everything was fucked up. But I think that overall, it could be good Aliens. I hope it's good. They're doing too many spinoffs, if you ask me. There's a TV show, there's a movie coming, there's other ideas for another spinoff on top of that. You know, it's like prequels, redos, all that. But if you do it right, I'll watch it. I do. I wanted to see Trap this weekend, and I wanted to see Borderlands, but all my friends are trashing both those movies, so... Queen saying it's getting harder for movies to be profitable nowadays. Oh, you're right. You're very right. I don't know if it comes down to the movie passes, or if it comes down to just like people don't want to go out in person. I can't tell you. Like, I love going out to the movie theater. It's like one of my favorite things. So I can't imagine not going out. If it were me, I'd be there in a heartbeat. You know, I just love it. I try to get friends. I'm the kind of guy that goes to a movie by myself if I have to. Done it before, do a million times. Before, when I was single, I did it all the time. I guess I'm not single again. But I would always do it. You know, I love going to the theaters by myself. It's fun. Sometimes you experience things differently. Then you go back with a friend and you see things much more, fluidly, and much more, transitions. It transcends yourself better than you thought before. So movies alone are great, but you have to go to the movie theaters. It's a fucking experience. It really is. Jack says they need to create new franchises. Yeah, they can't just keep making... That's a conversation, Jack. We call it the same old flaccid eye penis. You know, that's what we say on the show all the time. And, we can joke about sexual innuendos about that shit, but it's fucking true. It's fucking true. It's just like the same shit over and reboot, remake, redo, remake, revigoration, whatever the fuck you want to say about it. But it's what they do. I get it. I've worked on a lot of them. I get why they do it. They think that it made money before, make money again. You know, but the thing is, like, there's a big like model that's come forward recently. Like spend 5 million as opposed to 200 million. Well, let's say it makes 15 million. That's a return on your investment. It's much better than actually spending all that money on a 200 million movie and not making anything back. So I think they need to invest in these smaller budget movies. And 15 million is not fucking cheap. I'll say it now. I'm working on a project right now with a friend. We did a short film, and we're pitching it for a feature. It's called Hitchhackers, and we got some talent involved in it. I hope it moves forward. We're actually gonna be pitching it to some networks recently in the future, and it's good. It's fucking good. But we're also playing in that world of small budget, and it's great. I think it actually makes you more creative and makes you think about shit better than a lot of people do. So what it comes down to, let's see. They think they're going to do well. I'm missing some comments here. Let's see where I'm at. I'm getting harder for movies to be more profitable nowadays. That's true, Queen. Create new franchises. Yeah, over and over again. Same fucking movies over and over again. I love the movie theater experience. Yeah, absolute geek. I miss seeing movies in that old style because movie houses like the Vogue. Oh, Absolute Geek Podcast. Are you in Manistee, Michigan? Who are you? I know you. I definitely know you if you're going to the Vogue Theater. I know who you are. Oh, I don't know who you are, but cheers to you. Welcome to Manistee, Michigan. Shout out to the Michiganders. Absolute Geek. Logan says that's why I'm actually glad they made Borderlands, at least original. Right, it's taking a concept of video game and making it something transition from what it was to now. And I think that if you're able to make something like that, it's amazing. It's fucking amazing. Make it happen, you know? Make it fucking happen. And we need more content like that. And I hate that it's fucking blowing up and not doing well, you know? I wish they'd make something worthwhile. Oh god, Jack Burton. It's hard to watch 3D for me. I always loved it. I always wanted better 3D, and then we had a phase where it worked and it fucking fell away, and then it came back, then it comes back because of Avatar. I mean, make something like worthwhile. Make it so it's an experience. Like, Jack, have you ever gone to 4DX before? Let me know. I want to know if you've ever done that before. Absolute Geek, do I know you? That's the question next. Do I know you? Do you know me? That's the next question, because if you're from Manistee, do I know you? That's a good question. That's where I was born and raised, Manistee, Michigan. Queen says most movies based on video games are disappointing. I agree. You know, I feel like they could do better. I did like the Mario movie, but I did like the old school one better. I'm just saying. Absolute Geek says, yeah, we do know each other. Are you Jordan's sister? Is Chelsea? Good question. I don't know. Probably not. Is this a guessing game? I don't know. Maybe it will be. Yeah, it was a success, Logan. Big success. Big success. You know, it was good. Peppy, what's we doing, man? What are we doing out here? Come here. Pep Star, was it a success? Big success. Pep Star knows. Big success. Oh, he's fucking tired. Pep Star's tired, buddy. He fucking went to sleep a long time ago. But big success, you know? And I think that they could have done... They're doing that Super Mario Brothers, like... he's gonna fucking sleep. They're doing that Super Mario Brothers spin-off movie now, too. So it's gonna be amazing to see where they go with it. Peppy, what are you doing? Just going to fucking sleep? Peppy doesn't care. Peppy don't care. He's going to sleep. Anyways, yeah, I think the video game movies could be better, but they just don't fucking do it. You know? They just don't. What are you doing? Peppy's crying. Hey, it's Matt! Welcome to the show, Matt Allward. Round of applause for Matt Allward. Come to the show, man. Come to the fucking show. Appreciate you. Really appreciate you, man. It's been too long. Jack Burton. The Mario movie was, dude, the Mario movie was fucking classic, the original. We all fucking know that shit. Round of applause for the Mario movie. One more time. Round of applause. I mean, what they did with that, Bob Hoskins, they did that movie was fucking great. And, you know, the whole thing, like, you know, trying to make Yoshi an actual dinosaur was tough, but, oh, Peppy's pissed. Peppy's pissed. Fucking pissed. Peppy's pissed. But overall, they could done. I mean, they should have like branched off that more. I like what they did with the Mario movie, but I think that what they're trying to do is they're trying to reinvigorate it. I'm excited about the Link movie. It's gonna be fucking great. Fucking live action Legend of Zelda. Come on, guys. Come on. That's gonna be fantastic. Peppy, get the fuck out of here. I love you. I love him so much. This fucking little douchebag. Right, Peppy. Peppy doesn't care. He's doing his thing. Goodbye, Peppy.
Bonjour, that feed up, little dog.
Goodbye, Peppy.
I'm sorry. I know bonjour, but I don't know a whole lot of other stuff.
Thanks, Peppy. He's doing his own thing. But I do think there's so much content out there we could do better. We do better. We do a lot of shit. We do a lot of shit. What do you think about the idea of cross? Oh, we talked about that in the show like a couple months ago. That's fucking crazy. They should have done it from day one, I'll tell you, Logan. Day one, they should have done it. If you're going to do it, they already had the G.I. Joe pretty much there, but without calling it G.I. Joe, they should have day one. But they should have cast better. They should always cast better. I would always say that. Like, I mean, we have, we're going into the next version of this. We did Bumblebee. We did, the last fucking movie. I'm going blank on the name. With the animal. Oh, fuck. Where the fuck is Jordan when I need him? I'm going back to the last movie. But the problem is with this is we could have done this a long time ago. And I get we have Anthony Ramos coming in to be this fucking G.I. Joe character. He's being, sought after to become part of it. Snake Eyes, yeah. Sabrina worked on Snake Eyes, yeah. G.I. Joe, it was never a big hit. Sabrina did work on Snake Eyes. She worked for one of the main actresses. So she was here for that. I think they could have done better. They could have done better by it. Again, do people care about G.I. Joe anymore? That's the question coming out there. I do. 80s baby. I'd love to see that shit tomorrow. Let's do that shit live right now on Kruse Control. But I think that overall, the audience isn't there for it as much as it used to be. But you know what? I will tell you this. I'll be there on day one. And I hope that it brings a new audience to the world. Because G.I. Joe and Transformers, are you fucking kidding me? As a fucking 80s baby, let's fucking go. Let's fucking, as Hugh Jackman said, let's fucking go. I'm down. But you got to find the right people so we actually care about the characters as opposed to throwing characters without any kind of substance behind them. That's what it comes down to if you ask me. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You're right, Logan. Nobody fucking watched Snake Eyes. I mean, like they did reboots. They did a lot of reshoots for that. A lot of fucking reshoots. And that's the problem with it. A lot of reshoots and nobody fucking watched it. You know? And that's always a problem. That's always a worry in this town. It always is. It's like, will people watch it? We always talk about that. And there's a lot of shows I've worked on that have not been watched and canceled. And it's what it is. You try your best. Right now, I'm working for a company where some projects might be fucking canceled too. It's what it is. That's how it goes. People think that something won't sell. Well, they do. Push to the back burner. That's how it goes. Queen says, I'm a little bit tonight, guys. I have figured of all the female characters in G.I. Joe, Scarlet, Dixon, Lady Jane. Where's Jordan? That fool passed out. Yeah. There's a lot of great characters, Queen. And they could do spin-offs like that, where you actually focus on the female characters. That'd be fucking great. Be something different. Maybe that'll work out. But you can't just fucking keep doing the same shit over and over again and expect it to stick to the wall. You can't throw shit at a wall and expect it to stick when it's always slid down the wall and fucking landed on your fucking shoe. And you do it again, and it lands in your fucking shoe. And do it again, it lands in your fucking shoe. You can't do that. You have to fucking figure out and do something different. And maybe that's something they can actually do to make it work out. Queen, good idea. Good fucking idea. Let's see here. And don't forget the Baroness. Yep. There's a lot of opportunities here. And I think G.I. Joe, they should have done a long time ago. Again, when they did, if it wasn't for Michael Bay, I mean, Michael Bay is always just fucking, all he wants is hot chicks and bikinis. And I get it. That's all I want too. I get it. But more than that. I want more than that. I mean, I like that, but I want more than that. But that's all he wants. And so when he does a movie, that's all he wants to see. You see the fucking movies, and it's like the same shit over again. I want substance. I want plot. I want fucking great characters. I don't mind hot girls in bikinis. I'm sorry. Maybe that's fucking weird to say out loud, but I'm saying it. I don't mind it. But but when it comes down to a movie, I just don't need that in general to be the fucking selling point, though. What I need is story, narrative. I need fucking good characters. I need great actors, and I need a good plot. That's what it comes down to. And if I get that, I'll be very happy. You know, you're right. The next one's going to be a animated film for kids. It's coming out with. I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold on Chris Hemsworth being Optimus Prime. I'm not sold on it. I think he tries. But Optimus Prime is always going to be fucking Peter Cullen, if you ask me. Hatches penis? Disgraceful, Logan says. Yeah, it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful in a good way. I'm just saying, it has to serve a purpose, though. You can't just throw them in there for no reason. You just can't do that. It has to serve a purpose. And I think at the end of the day, we have to always worry about the narrative, where we're going. And we can't just focus on stuff like that just because we want to put butts in the seats. I like that, but you can't just do it for butts in the seats. I appreciate you. Really, Logan? I love you, Queen. You're fucking awesome. Love you. I think he says, just kidding. Yeah, I'm just saying. It's a thing. It helped in the 90s. Did for a long time. It's sold almost all of Michael Bay's movies. Who's apparently a fucking jackass walking, but that's a different story. But I will say this: you gotta find that smooth butter moment, you know, make it work, make it fucking transition so it works well. You can't just fucking throw them in there for a hot fucking second and expect your movie to make millions of dollars. It's not gonna work out. You need good narrative, good story, good characters, great actors, and then that plot can actually thrive. You know, you don't have that. Good luck to you, my friend. Look at Zack Snyder's fucking Sucker Punch. Yeah, you can have all the hot chicks in the world. It's not going to sell your movie. You know? Jack's like a good plot, but there's not much that beats hot babes in bikinis. I get it, Jack. Jack, did you like Sucker Punch? I like Sucker Punch, but I didn't fucking like the narrative. Great in the eyes. Beyond that, not much narrative. And I still like substance. I always like substance. Hence why when I write stuff, I want more. I want fucking more. Always will. Always try my best to get that. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, it's the world we live in. That's what people want. They want to see fucking hot girls in bikinis. That's how it kind of goes down. And that's just 2024. You know. If you're mad about that, I'm sorry, you know. Queen says the Transformers under Michael Bay didn't make billions. You're right, Queen. Made billions and billions of money. And it made billions because they brought back the original cast, because they actually fought for what Transformers are supposed to be, because they actually fought for the narrative. I know people hate on that shit sometimes, but I think Michael Bay actually did a lot of good for that movie. The first two, at least. At least the first one. And then I feel like it went downhill a little bit. Again, Shia LaBeouf. No. He fell into his own world. But I think that Michael Bay did do a lot of fan service in there, which was actually fucking fantastic. I was really happy about that. Let's see what else. Make billions and billions again. Yeah. Babies and bikinis. It could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. And I think they're going to reboot it again very soon. I think we'll get this cartoon, this animated version, and then after that, we're going to get a reboot. And I'm not sold on it. The Bumblebee movie was good, but like we're diving away from what the narrative is. I think we all want to see Cybertron still. I mean, honestly, let's do a Cybertron movie, but they don't want to spend the money on it. They don't want to do it. Nope, they don't want to do it. Maybe they'll figure it out eventually. Hopefully. Well, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Yeah, Logan, the action was fucking good. It was good. It was good action. Good action, but there's a lot of movies coming, and I'm really excited about. Evil Dead, the animated series or movie, I'm excited about. I'm excited about this. This SNL thing might be good. I know you guys are hating on it tonight. It might be good. It might be good. I heard that. I still haven't watched it. I watched the Godzilla one, but Godzilla vs. Kong, but I have not watched -1 yet. That's on my queue on Netflix. I'll check it out pretty soon. I can't wait to see it. Hopefully, Queen, it's good. It's really good. It's really that good. You said it's decent. I should check it out. It's worth a watch. again, Queen, I don't want to beat the moment up, but you might not see Sabrina again. I'm sorry, Queen. We'll see. But she is, she gave up on me. That's what it is. So we'll see. Maybe she'll come back. We'll see. I do have some great people coming in soon. More female voices, more actors, more creators. We're trying to bring in new voices, but it just sucks because we start one way and then we grow and we develop moving forward. So -1 was fantastic. I hear that's true. Godzilla -1 had a queen, and then I hear -1 so good that that makes it even better. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna finally sit down and watch it. I also want to watch that Batman series that came out. I know Jordan was talking about tonight. He's always fucking talking about that shit. Jordan's, everybody knows Jordan. Oh my god, I love that shit. I make fun of I love making fun of that fool. I love him so much. I make fun of him all the time. You can tell him make fun of him. It's fine. He knows. We were kids. I put a hamster on one time. Like, not the hamster. Yeah, I've known him for a long time. So, but I do want to see -1. I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna be great, and I'll probably watch it. I need to watch that. I want to watch Umbrella Academy this weekend. I'm going out of town for a friend's birthday party, but we'll see where we go. We'll see what happens. Queen says -1 had some poignant moments. Definitely worth watching. Okay, Queen, I'm gonna watch it. I think I need to check it out. I've heard that's better than the Kong Godzilla one that came out, where Kong had a fucking toothache and they had to fucking take him to the dentist. Like, what the fuck is happening here? But you know what? Good for Kong. Got his tooth fixed, got a metal tooth. He's fucking feeling good. He's fancy now. Good for him. What's going on with Batman at Warner Brothers? The Batman is still moving forward. They're still trying to figure out who Batman will be for James Gunn's Batman. But the Batman 2 is moving forward. I know they got delayed. They were supposed to start shooting in October again, and then the strike was going on. And then they delayed because, again, what happened was, from my understanding, was Matt Reeves started redoing some more rewrites. And so I guess we heard that was going to be Clay's face for the villain. Apparently that's not accurate now. They're changing stuff. I think they're hoping that Penguin series, which comes out in September, will, give people a little bit of to keep the franchise going forward. Again, Pattinson's in that as well, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I'm interested to see how it develops. On top of that, we have a Batman series, but series in the kid. I wish Jordan was selling. He was fucking selling me that shit. He's like Jordan's it. Jordan's telling me it's it. I'm like, is it? I haven't checked it out yet. It's on my list. I was gonna watch it, but it's like I'm gonna watch it very soon. I'll let you know what I think about it. But I hear it's decent, but I hear it's also like very different from what it was supposed to be. Originally, it was supposed to be a continuation of the animated series, and it was supposed to be on Max, and they were gonna do it the same thing as X-Men '97, and then Zaslav took over, as talked about earlier, and they fucking canned it, and then they took it to Amazon, and now it's its own separate being. So it could have been better, but I hear it's great. We'll see. We'll fucking see. You still like Kong like a pair of nickel? I like the Kong movie where he used little Kong. Yeah. Oh, dude, Logan, that show's fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. I laughed my ass off. I was like, what is happening now? And I hate to do that because he's definitely fucking beating up a little Kong. He's CG, guys. Let's calm him down. It was fucking hilarious. It was fucking great. Right? It's fucking great. Queen Grace, fucking great. I know where he fucking started beating some ass to that little Kong. You know what? And they were still friends afterwards, so it was fine. We can joke about it. It was still fine. He did look purple in some scenes. I could see that. I could fucking see that shit. Overall, movie's on Max right now. You can check it out if you haven't seen it yet. I hope you enjoy it. I enjoyed it to a certain degree. I went with a friend and we were laughing our ass off the whole time because it's just ridiculous. He put that fucking metal hand on. He's fucking upgrading like he's fucking Iron Man. Like, good for him. Good for fucking Kong. But still, it's a movie. It's a fucking movie. It's just a fucking movie. There's movies that I think can transcend, but this one's just a fucking movie if you ask me. And I enjoy it for what it was supposed to be. Again, there's a lot of fucking bad plot points, a lot of weird things, the upgrade to the arm. But you know what? Whatever. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I still want to go see Borderlands, guys. Even though I hear it's getting shit on, I want to go see it. I did not like the new Planet of the Apes. I tried. I did not like it. Logan. I tried. I wanted to like it. But it just felt like it was missing. It was missing substance. It was missing a climax. It was missing something big. Oh, the two apes like fighting that cliff. Okay, great and all. But I feel like it was missing a battle. It was missing something big for me, you know? Barely profitable. You're right, Queen. There's more coming. We talked about this in the show. They originally planned for, it was like 9 movies. They planned 9 movies. So it's supposed to be like the first 3, where it starts with back in the day, before fucking people got canceled. We're gonna do 3 movies prequel, 3 movies current, and then 3 movies in the future where the humans come back. That was the idea. But James Franco in the past kind of fucked some shit up. And then, because he was having, this is a true thing too. If you heard this shit, it's very fucking true. If you want to, where the fuck did James Franco go? He was doing acting classes here in North Hollywood, and he would have the girls get naked for their scenes. End scene. You don't do that shit. Because it was more realistic when they got naked for him and his penis. So that's what he wanted, but that's not cool. And so when people heard about that, even fucking all of his friends came forward. Like Seth Rogen was like, oh, not gonna work with him again. You know what I mean? It's like people come forward like, that's bullshit, It's just bullshit. You just don't do that shit. Acting class is supposed to be a safe space. Supposed to be like a place where you're letting your emotions out there, find yourself, find the character, not get naked. We're acting. We're not on set. We're in a class. You're on set. Yeah, people get naked on set, but not in a class. And maybe I get what some people might have like understood why he was doing it. Like, it's going to happen on set. You're going to happen here. But it was very pervy. That's why he has got multiple lawsuits. And on top of that, he got fucking kicked out of his SAG, and his projects got canceled. And his friends also are not his friends anymore. That's what happens when you touch people where they want to be touched. Don't touch me there. Don't touch me there. I liked him too, and David Franco too. But the problem is you can't do that shit. That's not a problem. That's the truth. You can't do that shit. Fucking treat people like you want to be treated. You want somebody to fucking, maybe he does want somebody to fondle his fucking anus. Who knows? But you can't do that shit. You can't fucking do that shit. Even if you like that shit, you can't touch a woman that way. Can't do it. Sorry. He's putting them on the, yeah, Queen, casting couch. It was casting couch-ish. He would say it was, I heard about it before it blew out in the whole industry, but it was like a whole thing about how he was like, oh, this is, he wouldn't say casting couch, but it's like, this is, you're in a scene with somebody and you're about to have sex to bring it naked. So get naked, and then you guys are making out, and you're they're in fucking class. Like, it's no need for that. I went to multiple acting classes. There's no need for that. There's just not. And that's why his friends fucking ditched him. Inside info for you. Fuck him. I liked him as an actor, but you can't do that shit. Disrespect. That's why I say I lost my respect for him a little bit. So, maybe he's trying to do a technique. It's just not good technique. So that's what it comes down to. Jack says, you're certainly opening yourself to possible lawsuits if you do something like that. You do, Jack. You can't do that shit. And that's what happened. That's why he lost his whole fucking career. This is allegedly. I will always say allegedly, because it's like people's fucking opinions, or I should say people's takes on things. But it's, you hear enough people saying it, like, well, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. It really does. It makes me wonder, and a lot of people don't get it. God, I've been here too long, 16 years, and I hear shit, and I'm like, ugh. When I hear shit, sometimes I'm like, I've heard that for a year, 2 years, 5 years, probably true. Again, Kevin Spacey. I'm like, oh God, it's fucking I said earlier, I'll say it one more time. And allegedly, if you're a young boy at PA, stay away from Kevin Spacey. Stay away fucking away from him. Because I've had friends talk about Travolta too. Careful of Travolta. He's another person. Careful of him. It's just life. It's just fucking life. You know, people get to a certain point and they have power and money and everything else. And I respect them, but you can't take advantage of people. Just can't do it. Can't do it. Can't fucking do it. Because people are people. Human beings deserve better than that. We're all humans. Living on this fucking spinning globe, trying to make a life for ourselves. Treat us the same way. That's what it comes down to. Mad Maxine. Furiosa, Logan. You know what? People hated that movie. I fucking liked that movie. You know what? I liked it. I did think that Chris Hemsworth was a little campy at first, but I got used to it and I liked his performance. I think that Furiosa, I think she did a great job. I know overall she was going back and forth about how she was mad about not having enough lines and stuff. It's like, come on. This is a movie. It's fucking Mad Max movies. There's not a lot of dialogue. So I get why you'd be upset, but Anya Taylor-Joy, it's not, this is not what it's meant to be. I liked it. And I'm kind of upset because it didn't do well. They were supposed to do a in-between movie. They were going to do with Tom Hardy coming back, and Tom Hardy was going to come back to be Mad Max again. We're going to do something in between, but now that's all fucking canceled because that did not work out well at all. As a Klingon, I would love that. I would love him as a Klingon. Bring the Klingons on. It's like I said before, I would love if we actually got that Sam Jackson Star Trek movie. I'd love it. Or Sam Jackson. I say Sam Jackson, but I say overall, it would actually be Quentin Tarantino doing it, and Sam Jackson would be like the main Klingon. He'd be like, get these motherfucking Starfleet off my motherfucking bridge. I want to see that shit all day. I want to see it. Happy Friday. I want to fucking see that shit all day long. Be fucking great. But it's what we have right now. We have no idea what they're going to do with Star Trek. We have a musical. We have a comedy, but for the actual Kelvin timeline, as Jordan said earlier, it's very up in the air. They say it's going to happen, but who knows, Charlize Theron. They should have, but that's the thing, Queen. She was supposed to come back again. Charlize Theron was supposed to come back for this next one. That was the idea. So they want to show a prequel and delve into this universe again because it's been so long. And then after that, they were going to bring in Charlize and Tom Hardy and do one more in-between movie. That was the idea. But unfortunately, because how bad this did, it's all canceled. It was supposed to be called The Wastelands, I think it was called. So we're not getting that anymore. Well, unless some producer comes forward and says, fuck yeah, let's make it happen. I don't think it's going to happen. So a Klingon movie would be great. I love that shit. I don't know if anybody watched the Strange New Worlds, and so that musical episode, some of my favorite episodes of Klingons fucking singing. It's fucking hilarious. It was ridiculous. It was great. Maybe they do that. Who knows? We'll see. It's only a matter of time till we find out. But yeah. I'm excited to see where it goes. A lot of stuff's been going on. I'm very excited about Dexter. If anybody was excited about Dexter at all, I do think they fucked that up. I think they fucked it up with New Blood. I don't know if anybody watched that, but I know that they were going back and forth about how we're going to fix it, and they brought that New Blood out, and they just kill him like a bitch, and Harrison was a little asshole. I'm like, this is not what you need to be doing right now to make this show good, to make us happy about where you went with this, why we're bringing people back. It made no sense to me. But that I'm also critical because I wrote a whole pilot for what they could have done for Harrison. So I'm critical. But we did our best. We tried something. I don't know if everybody saw in the chat, but I played Harrison. We shot a whole thing, and it was fun. It was fucking fun. It was fun. We tried to figure something out. But we're going to start trying to pitch it again because of this stuff moving forward. But who knows? I think what they're doing with it's not going to be the best. That's what I say. Whew. We'll see. I should do more with my Klingons. The thing about I like Fall Guy. It was good. I think that they had a good narrative. It was funny. It was different. A lot of inside jokes to work in the business. Maybe you wouldn't know about that if you didn't work in the business. It's a very ironic title. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was good. It's just again, it's about stunning people. Makes sense. But I think that if you didn't know the business, you might not like it. That's what it comes down to. It was fun. but you might not like it being in business. Marvel needs to go back to original form of casting lesser known actors or newcomers versus popular well-known actors. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, I went the casting for Fantastic Four. I get it. Pedro is he's too oversaturated. We see him too much. We just do. I think we should have gone with somebody different. I think also I get there's the rest of the characters they're pretty hot right now, so they're like fucking going for that. But I think we could have gone new names would have been better. I agree. Matt. We could have gone different. We could have gone into a world where we tried to give other people opportunities. Because does Pedro need more work? I don't think he needs more fucking work. He's already shooting fucking Last of Us season 2 right now. Like, he doesn't need more work. But you know what? Maybe it'll be great. He could be great. But overall, I think that we could give opportunities to other people. And then right now, they're not trying to. They're just trying to, again, they've been going down a path, and I've said this before, where it hasn't worked out. And so they're looking at what can put the butts in the seat. That's what it is. I love Deadpool Wolverine, but now they're trying beyond that. So it was weird, but Queen, but I loved it. I loved it, Queen. It was fun. It was fun, Queen. Come on, it's a fun movie. It's a fucking fun movie. No, it wasn't resembling a show at all. It wasn't at all. But it's just supposed to be its own thing. I mean, Ryan Gosling being a stunt guy, you know? That's all it was. And I think that overall, it was fun. It was fun. And I think that they, I was surprised. I think the trailers didn't do it justice. I think if the trailers would have been better, it would have been a better turnout for it. But overall, what do? That's how it goes sometimes. You put a trailer out there hoping for the best, and people don't watch it. So, yeah. It was fun, though. Whatever, everybody. It's been a long night. I just wanted to come in here and say hi. I might do this every Friday. We'll see. Thank you for being here, as always, on Kruse Control. Please give me your input on what we're doing, how we're growing, what we're up to. If there's things you want to see, ideas, platforms we should move forward in. If there's anybody you want to talk about, let me know. If there's any characters or things you want to talk about, if there's anybody you want to see, like different departments, let me know. I can try to reach out to different people I know from crew jobs, directors, producers, all that shit, and try to get more people on board. I'm always trying my best. Jack says one more time, the Fantastic Four is one of those properties that's had so many failures in the past. Yes, it has. And that's why the whole joke with Johnny Storm coming in, flame on, in Deadpool Wolverine. But I'm excited to see where it goes. Hopefully it's good. Again, Matt Allward, I agree. Fuck, why are we bringing in Pedro Pascal again? Hopefully it's good, but overall, I'm not really sold on it. But thank you all for being a part of Kruse Control. Appreciate you as always, Queen, my Queen. Thank you again for being here as always. And thank you for sticking in it and being a part of the whole show. And everybody else, coming back, Logan, good to see you again. Jack, thank you for being here again. Appreciate your input, your talks, your conversation. Let's keep growing. Let's keep going. And let's keep bringing the stories forward. I appreciate you all. And thank you for coming in for this after hours moment. And we'll talk soon, all right? And I'm sorry if I'm fucking crazy sometimes. I'm low energy right now. I've burnt all my energy out after the whole show. I've had a few Jack Daniels and Cokes, and here I am. So thank you all for being here on Kruse Control. Appreciate you as always. Have a good weekend, Jack. Have a good weekend, Queen. Logan, take care of yourself. We're back next week. Until then, take care of yourself. Please have fun. Bye, Queen. Love you all so much. Have a good night. Until next time. See ya.